I have laid out some of the judiciary's initiatives, many prompted by the pandemic's demands on courts and lessons learned, along with areas in which we seek the assistance of the legislature and the executive branch. In all, the judiciary is responding to its users to make its processes more accessible and fair to all. We have long known that the key to a better public appreciation of the function of the judiciary is stronger civics education in the schools, as former U.S. Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor has advocated for many years. The public must understand the differences between the judiciary and its sister branches, how the justice system is designed, and how courts must operate differently from the political branches. Senate Bill 1954 by Senator Zaffirini would require specific civics education on the judicial branch and should be enacted. And I must add this: I grow concerned that political divisions among us threaten the judicial independence essential to the rule of law. President Trump notably criticized a court ruling as being by, quote, an Obama judge. Chief Justice John Roberts responded, "There's no such thing." He said, "Only an extraordinary group of dedicated judges doing their level best to do equal right to those appearing before them." The exchange prompted a response from Rhode Island Democrat Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, rated one of the most liberal members of Congress. He agreed with President Trump, sort of. "In spite of my distaste for Trump's attacks on our judiciary," he wrote in an op-ed piece, "on this one, the facts are with Trump. Except that," he said, "the facts show that Republican judicial appointees in general, and those on the Roberts Court in particular, who show no respect for precedent, federalism, originalism, or judicial restraint." In other words, the judiciary certainly deserves to be attacked, only by me, not by you. And so the left and right, and leaders in both the executive and legislative branches, are in complete agreement. Judges are not independent and shouldn't be. They should take sides, my side. Last night, the most expensive state court election in American history came to an end in Wisconsin. The total spent by the two candidates, $45 million, $25 per vote. Press accounts of the race abound. Here's one. It reports that the winning candidate, quote, was especially open about her politics during the campaign, quote unquote, while her opponent, quote, downplayed his political views throughout the campaign. That same account states that the winner's campaign, quote, relied more than any in history on the Democratic Party of Wisconsin's financial support, so much so, this is a quote from the report, so much so that she vowed to recuse herself from its cases. That story was by NPR, not Fox. The election of the judge is hailed or decried as a political event, not a judicial one. It will not be a one-off. It will be on both sides. The message to the public is unmistakable, loud and clear. Judges take sides, and they should. Now, judges are certainly not beyond criticism. After all, we criticize each other in our opinions. Criticizing public officials is a time-honored tradition in this country. Judges are not exempt and shouldn't be. But with much sharper rhetoric, threats of violence against judges, their families, and even their neighborhoods have also increased. Judges are not independent of the accountability all public officials owe the people for their stewardship of power. But for the judiciary, the measure of fidelity is different. The executive and legislative branches must uphold the Constitution, of course, but they must also answer to their constituents for shaping and effectuating social policy and the popular will. Judges have no constituencies. They account to the people for their adherence to the rule of law. When judges follow the law, even against the popular will of the time, especially against the popular will of the time, they have done their job. When judicial accountability is measured by whether a judge decides cases the way people like, the way some people like, and what they like is different from what the law is, the pressure is on the judge to surrender independence and the law to the popular will, to take sides. That pressure destroys the rule of law essential to justice for all. We should oppose it in every form and at all costs.